Hi, so I got an update from John at Opals, and I'm going to show you how to catalog a piece of equipment from scratch in Opals. So once you're logged into Opals, under Items, go to Mark Editor to do a record from scratch. So the problem that was coming up was the template issue. So equipment used to be up here on the top. It was to equipment. Equipment is now down here, this template. And so notice there's a new record or edit template. Do not click edit template. We think what might have happened is somebody edited the template and added some information in it, and it got corrupted somehow. Because when we add a template, we don't save all the information in it from another record. So 14, new record to add a piece of equipment. So the first thing, of course, is to put a picture of your item. And I did download a picture. I am going to catalog a Bluetooth wireless speaker, DOS wireless speaker. And this is another thing right here, this record type. Make sure this is set in artifact. Even though we've chosen equipment as a type, it's actually an artifact. It's a little confusing. So just make sure you leave that alone. I think that might have been another thing that got mixed up on the equipment template. So leave that, and you can see here we don't need a personal name. We can delete that field, delete this data field. So now we can put in our title, and this is our main title for the item. So this is a DOS, and the model is called a Soundbox Bluetooth speaker. The statement of responsibility would be who produced this, and that would be DOS again. And then I'm also going to add a subfield for H, which is the medium type. And I'm going to call this Relia. And next is my varying form of title. I will put just Bluetooth speaker, because that is a term that my students or teachers may search. And now the 300 field is to describe the physical description of our piece of equipment. So this is a black speaker, wireless, with a US or USB charger, volume, mode, and line in outlet. And I did measure this. It is 16 inches by 6.5 inches. And these are our RDA fields, so we're just going to have to manually enter these in. The content type for a piece of equipment can be a 3-dimensional form. This is TDF, and the source is RDA content. And then our 337 is our media type, if there's anything required to play this, and this is unmediated. The media type code is N, and our source for this is RDA media. 338, the carrier type form is object. Our code is NZ, and our source is RDA carrier. We definitely do not need a series statement, so I'm going to delete this field. And so for general note is where I would put all of the, what comes with this piece of equipment. So this is one wireless Bluetooth speaker with a USB charger. And I did find a manual online, so I'm just going to say CURI for manual. And so then I'm going to make another 500 field for the serial number information for this item. And the serial number for this is I'm not going to need a summary field, so I'll delete that. And so there's also a local subject heading field. I could put a subject heading in here, especially if I had several of the same kinds of items. So if I had many different Bluetooth speakers and I wanted them all to come up together, I'll put Bluetooth speakers in this field in my local subject headings. So before I can save this, I need to also add a holding record. So the materials specified types here, I think there is still an equipment, any of these. I'll say let's do equipment 2 weeks. I could do a prefix. In my library, I just use classification number. I don't use the prefix, the cutter, or the suffix. So I would do equipment or equip, and then go to Bluetooth speaker. And I'm going to give it a barcode. Just going to make one up for now. And this was, say, $35. And I think that's it. Here, this is my 852. Oh, I did actually want to add the manual. That's right. Add a data field, which is 856. And it is 4, which tells it that it's a HTTP and 0. So resource. This is a U for the URI. And we're going to get the link to the manual online. Paste that in, and then add another subfield. 3. Material specified will tell us what we want it to say. User manual, save and exit. So now when we go into our speaker, we should be able to see a link. And there it is.